Hello everyone, I'm Bhargavi Reddy. I'm a preventive wellness advocate, a conscious parenting coach, and the founder of The Next Mile, which is a platform to facilitate you to becoming a better version of yourself. In collaboration with Leena Haldar, an emotional wellness coach and therapist, and the founder of the Healing Rooms, it is a true privilege and honor to have all of you here today. And we're really hoping that by the end of the session, each of you is able to take back something valuable from here. Thank you. So today, without wasting too much time, because there's a lot of information that we'd like to share with you, we're going to start with our first exercise. So what I would request you to do is, if all of you could close your eyes. And picture a lemon. See its glossy yellow skin. Hold the lemon in your hands. Feel its ridges. Put it in your nose. Imagine the clean scent hitting your nostrils. Now, imagine slicing a wedge from the lemon. Watch the juice jump out as you cut through the flesh. You can see the oval pits. Now put the lemon wedge in your mouth. Your lips may sting on contact. Taste the acidity, the cool citrus freshness. Does your mouth pucker or fill up with saliva? You can open your eyes now. So the reason why we did this exercise was just to demonstrate how a mere thought of a lemon can provoke an entire sensory response. This is your mind and body connection. Now let's put this into perspective with what we have put our bodies through in the last year and a half alone. The last year and a half has been extremely uncertain, with no line of sight to what we have in store. And this unpredictability has caused a lot of stress, a lot of fear, and a lot of change in people's lives. This has given rise to a lot of anxiety at some level in all our spaces. Now, what we can control. So what is all this stress, what does all this fear do to our bodies? Sorry. So the fear and anxiety and stress prepares our body to react to danger. Once your body senses the danger, our body releases hormones that prepares it to either fight or flight. And when you are in the fight and flight mode, what happens to your breathing? When your body is getting ready to run, when your body is getting ready to fight, your breathing becomes shallow and we're no longer relaxed. Your immune system reaction. I'm not sure if most of you are familiar with this, but 70% of your immune system is in your digestive system. And when your body is preparing for fight or flight, it shuts down all the systems that are not required for survival. Digestive system being one of them. They're not really required for survival. So then, by being in this fight and flight mode, this has an effect on your immune system. It shuts it down or it slows it down. Your heart rate increases, and this can really, really add to your panic and fear, even though it's a harmless response. So, in short, fear confuses our bodies, weakens our immune system, and makes us lose our awareness. Now, what is it that we cannot control? Let's look at what we can control and what we can't control. What we cannot control is being infected. What we cannot control is how the disease progresses in our body, how many family members of ours, how many close friends of ours are getting infected. But what we can control is our response to this fear and panic. It really is all about how quickly you're able to get your nervous system back into a regulated mode. So today, we're going to be teaching you some tools that you can use whenever you're faced with this fear and anxiety and panic. And this is not just restricted to this particular situation. You can actually use it as a life tool in any situation that you encounter. So the first of the tools that we're going to be learning is called Emotional Freedom Technique. And I'm going to hand over to Leena Haldar, who's going to be taking us through this sequence.
Thank you, Bhargavi. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to associate and work together. So, yes, today I'm going to introduce you to a technique called EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique. It's a clinically proven technique which helps to reduce cortisol levels and helps to keep stress at bay for a longer time. So, the feeling of having spoken to somebody which makes us feel a little light, that typically is a reduction of around 10% of cortisol in your bloodstream. But when you do an EFT session, your cortisol levels are reduced by a significant 24%, that is 14% more, and the effects are longer lasting. So it's very effective. There are a lot of clinical studies, and it's also a self-help technique. You can do it on your own. However, for deeper problems, it's good to have a therapist who will ask you questions and who will guide you through the process. Yeah. So having said that, I want to jump right into the process. And like today's theme is uncertainty and fear and whatever we are struggling with, our day-to-day struggles on so many things and so many questions about how we are going to live life, whether it is with respect to health, with respect to our futures, our jobs, the children, the health conditions, whatever it is. We're going to address all sorts of uncertainty, because uncertainty is definitely a theme that has emerged very strongly with this pandemic, right? In some area or the other. So I'm going to do a very simple and very, blanket kind of a tapping sequence with you today. And I would like all of you to join in. And as you join in, if there is anything that you would like to address, you can tap on round for whatever you want to address also, since we are a small group, and you can just put it in the chat box. Just take a moment and put it in the chat box if there is any uncertainty that you feel you're going through, you are struggling with, and you can just put it there and we will tap on it as well. We'll do a couple of rounds. So first I want to introduce you to EFT. So the EFT is based on acupuncture. So we tap on certain points in our body and we say certain statements out aloud. That's how EFT is. So I'm going to guide you through the whole process, okay? So the first thing you need to do is you need to just close your eyes and just take a deep breath and just tune into whatever it is, whichever area of your life that you feel uncertain about. Wherever uncertainty is lingering and where you are in doubt and where you constantly keep questioning yourself and you're not finding answers. Once you have identified this, tune into which part of your body do you feel this uncertainty. So you could feel it in any part of your body. And that's okay. You could feel it in your shoulder, in your arms, in your eyes, in your heart, anywhere. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't make any difference, but it's good to identify where you feel it in your body. And if you cannot identify, that is also okay. Now, since our theme is uncertainty, I want to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, where 0 is not feeling uncertain at all and 10 is feeling extremely uncertain, what number would you give it on this scale? Just make a mental note of this number, whether it is 5 or whether it is 8 or whatever it is for you. Yeah, just make a note, because we cannot measure emotions in any other way. So this will be like, you will know whether it has increased, decreased, where you are, right? And just notice whether this uncertainty has any color or it has any texture to it. It may have, it may not have, and that's okay. So for me, because I'm going to use myself as an example, and you can tap on whatever number is going on for you, and you will yet benefit. Okay. So for me, I feel this uncertainty in my heart. I feel it at a number 6, and it is green in color. It's like a green hard ball for me. Okay. Uh, yeah, that's how I feel it. So we are going to tap. So before we start the process, I want to introduce you to the points. Okay. So first, we always start with the karate chop point. So this is your little finger. This is the space below your little finger. You can use any hand and the 4 fingers of the opposite hand, and you can tap here with the 4 fingers. Yeah. Just tap here along with me. I can't see any of you. I'm just trusting that you are tapping. Yeah, just tap along with me. And then take 2 fingers and the beginning of the eyebrow. Yeah. Then you go to the side of the eye, then below the eye, below the nose, on the chin, and on your shoulder blade, just below your shoulder blade. Yeah. Then do under your arms. Yeah. And then again the karate chop point. Now, this is called one round of tapping. We will be doing multiple rounds of tapping. Okay. So we'll start now. So please repeat after me. Everything that I'm saying, just repeat. So I'm going to say, I'm going to pause. So that you can also have some time to say. Bhargavi, can you repeat after me so it'll sort of synchronize?
Sure.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, okay. So even though
Even though
I am feeling worried
I'm feeling worried
and uncertain
and uncertain
about future events,
about future events,
I still love and accept myself.
I still love and accept myself.
Even though
Even though
sometimes
sometimes
this is a nagging worry
this is a nagging worry
and it takes over
and it takes over
all my thought processes
all my thought processes
and responses,
and responses,
I still deeply and completely
I still deeply and completely
love and accept myself.
love and accept myself.
Even though
Even though
I'm worrying about the future,
I'm worried about the future,
I accept it
I accept it
and I honor how I feel.
and I honor how I feel.
Yeah, now with the 2 fingers, we do the other points. Okay, so the beginning of the eyebrows, all this worry,
All this worry,
side of the eye, all this uncertainty,
all this uncertainty,
under the eye, I can't seem to turn it off.
I can't seem to turn it off.
Under the nose, all this worry,
All this worry,
on the chin, all this uncertainty,
all this uncertainty
on the shoulder blade, it's making me anxious.
is making me anxious.
Under the arm, I have no control. I feel I have no control.
I feel I have no control.
Karate chop point, and I hate knowing, not knowing, sorry,
And I hate knowing
and I hate not knowing what the future will bring.
and I hate not knowing what the future will bring.
Again, the beginning of the eyebrow. This worry,
this worry,
this uncertainty,
this
side
uncertainty.
of the eye. It keeps conjuring scenarios in my mind
It keeps conjuring scenarios in my mind
under the nose about what is going to go wrong.
about what is going to go wrong,
And it makes sure that I keep worrying.
and it makes sure that I keep worrying.
And if I don't worry,
And if I don't worry,
it means I don't care.
it means I don't care.
I wonder where I learned that.
I wonder where I learned that.
I just have this compulsive need to worry.
I just have this compulsive need to worry.
Part of me thinks
Part of me thinks
that is keeping me safe.
that this is keeping me safe.
There's so much uncertainty
There's so much uncertainty
all around now.
all around now.
How can I not worry?
How can I not worry?
I just can't turn it off.
I just can't turn it off.
So much uncertainty.
So much uncertainty.
I wish I knew what was going to happen.
I wish I knew what was going to happen.
Then I could stop worrying.
Then I could stop worrying.
Just take a small deep breath. And if you have some water, just have a sip of water. So whenever you do EFT, it's a good practice to keep sipping water. And if you don't have water, it's absolutely fine. Just make sure you drink quite a few glasses of water today because it helps to flush out the cortisol from the bloodstream. Yeah. Okay, so now just tune into your body again and notice this uncertainty where you're feeling it. Has it decreased? Has it increased? Is there a change in the color, texture, number? Just notice. Okay. So I'm tuning into myself and I'm just noticing. So for me, it's come down to a 2 and it's become like a soft, fluffy green cloud in my heart. It's still in my heart. If it has increased for anybody, please let me know. Otherwise, we can just continue because if it's increased, then we'll continue tapping for a bit. That's why. So you could put it in the chat box. If you're not putting it in the chat box, I'm assuming that it has reduced for everybody, and I'm just going to continue with more positive tapping. Yeah. Okay, come, let's start.
Even though
It's a 5, okay. Somebody's saying it's a 5. Has it increased? Okay, let's just start. Even though it's a 5 for me,
even though it's a 5 for me,
I still love and accept myself.
I still love and accept myself.
I just keep worrying.
I just keep worrying.
I can't help it.
I can't help it.
It's what I've always done.
It's what I've always done.
I don't know how else to deal with this.
I don't know how else to deal with this.
Even when I was small,
Even when I was small,
I've seen everybody worry about issues.
I've seen everybody worrying about issues.
I have no clue how else to deal with it.
I have no clue how else to deal with it.
And I don't know what to expect.
And I don't know what to expect.
If I don't worry,
If I don't worry,
at least worry keeps me occupied.
at least worry keeps me occupied.
Though it doesn't solve my problems.
Though it doesn't solve my problems,
In fact, it increases my problems.
in fact, it increases my problems.
What if I could do something else?
What if I could do something else?
What if I could choose to deal with this
What if I could choose to deal with this
in a different way?
in a different way?
If I do what I've always done,
If I do what I've always done,
I will get what I've always got.
I will get what I've always got.
I've always worried,
I've always worried,
and it's only contributed to my problems.
and it's only contributed to my problems.
It's never solved it.
It's never solved it.
What if I could take a deep breath?
What if I could take a deep breath?
What if I could just relax?
What if I could just relax?
And what if I could trust
And what if I could trust
that everything will fall into place?
that everything would fall into place?
What if I could take some positive steps?
What if I could take some positive steps?
What if I could let go
What if I could let go
of the fact
of the fact
that I can't control
that I can't control
the future?
the future?
And what if I could release this habit
And what if I could release this habit
of worry
of worry
and projecting grim scenarios
and projecting grave scenarios,
grim scenarios
grim scenarios
of the future?
of the future?
What if I could just be?
What if I could just be?
What if I could release this need to scare myself?
What if I could release this need to scare myself?
What if I could just relax and quieten my mind?
What if I could just relax and quieten my mind?
Taking back my power
Taking back my power
and doing something to empower myself.
and doing something to empower myself.
To be in the present moment
To be in the present moment
and flow easily into the future.
and flow easily into the future.
Take a nice deep breath and just check in how you're feeling. I'm feeling quite good. How's everybody else feeling? Everybody's feeling okay? Then we'll go into a lot of positive tapping now. Okay, great. So let's start. Even though I was worried
Even though I was worried
about this uncertainty,
about this uncertainty,
I choose to let go of it now.
I choose to let go of it now.
It's no use.
It's no use.
It's not helping.
It's not helping.
I choose to go with the flow.
I choose to go with the flow.
I learn to live the present moment.
I learn to live in the present moment.
I release the need to control the future.
I release the need to control the future.
I feel secure in the present now.
I feel secure in the present now.
Feeling safe,
Feeling safe,
feeling grounded,
feeling grounded,
feeling centered.
feeling centered.
I trust that everything will work out
I trust that everything will work out
for my highest good.
for my highest good.
And I now choose
And I now choose
to move forward
to move forward
in a calm,
in a calm,
centered
centered
manner
manner
with a lot of clarity of thought.
with a lot of clarity of thought.
And I just choose to be peaceful.
And I just choose to release.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Yeah. Take a nice deep breath and just notice you may feel some tingling sensations all over your body. And that's absolutely fine. It's just your energy body coming back into balance. And just check how you're feeling. And if it has shifted for you towards the better, the emotional charge has become lower, congratulate yourself. You've done a great job. Yeah. Okay. So there is nothing on the chat. So I'm assuming everybody's feeling better. Great. So Bhargavi, over to you. So EFT, I'll just finish in a minute about EFT. EFT is something that you can do on your own. You can, tap on your own. You can look into the mirror. You can tap as many times as you want. There is no restriction, and just keep tapping like it's saying on the slide till you feel better. Just keep tapping, and that's okay. Sometimes if there is upset, you can just take a quick break and tap for 2-3 minutes, and there will be some kind of a shift, some kind of an understanding. So feel free to use it as often as you would like, because the moment you come back into balance, then you are able to deal with whatever is, because we can't really control what life throws at us. What we can definitely control is how we feel and how we respond to it. So out of the many tools that are being introduced to you today, EFT is one of the tools which will help you to come back into a sort of balance and make you feel better in the present moment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'll hand over to Bhargavi, and yeah.
Thank you so much, Leena. And we will be sharing a recording of
Welcome.
EFT sequence, so you can use it as often as you like. You can keep that as a reference point for you. You will be getting it on your email ID shortly. Now, apart from EFT, which is a very, very powerful tool that you can really use pretty much in any situation, any scenario, a lot of times what really happens is we're constantly picking up on everybody's thoughts, feelings, and emotions around us. And considering that there has been so much panic around us, there's been so much anxiety around us, it is very natural that we pick it up and we experience these emotions from the collective consciousness. Okay, so one of the greatest tools that, rather I call it the shortcut tool, that I use, and in fact I've taught my kids this as well, is every time you feel anxiety, feel the fear, feel any emotion coming up, what you can do is just ask yourself, who does this belong to? Return it to sender with consciousness attached. And you can keep repeating this. Who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached. Because a lot of times you will realize that that fear, that anxiety is not yours. It actually belongs to somebody else. It's actually being picked up from the media, from the stories around. There's so much that's going on around us. Okay, so this is a great tool from this modality called Access Consciousness, which was and the founder, Gary Douglas, he says that up to 98% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are not yours. So Try playing around with this tool. It's a great tool to have. Who does this belong to? Return to sender with consciousness attached every time you face anxiety or fear or any emotion that comes up in your space. Okay? After a few rounds of that, if it still doesn't go away, then you have the EFT sequence to go through, um, and you will have the video handy with you. And there are a few other things that you can control, which I wanted to bring about because I'm a very big advocate of the mind and the body connection and the gut-brain axis. Okay, so one of the things that you can really do is look at the food you're eating as well. Okay, maybe a great idea is to maintain a good food and mood journal. And as a thumb rule, if your food doesn't make you feel good, then you need to look at underlying intolerances or there is something going on over there. It is not suiting you at some level. So please maintain this food and mood journal. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, and it might seem really simple, but it puts a lot, or any intolerance puts a lot of pressure on your immune system, which you do not need at this point. Emotional eating. I know I have done this, I think, practically through the pandemic. And I've got myself just eating because I felt emotionally drained out or I felt fear. And the first thing I reach out to is food. So this is another really interesting tool that I use. It's called truth. Now, the minute you say truth or you ask truth before any question to yourself, your body automatically gives you a response in the form of lightness or a heaviness. So anything that is true for you, you will feel light, you will feel that sense of calm, you will feel that sense of balance. And anything that's not true for you and your body, you will start feeling heavy, you will start, that feeling in your gut which doesn't feel really good, or a heaviness in your chest. So use this truth to actually ask yourself each time you reach out to some food, will this really contribute to my body? Truth, do I really need this right now? Follow the energy of the food that you're putting in your body. That's extremely critical. I have experimented with this tool over the last 6 months, and it has really worked. So I would really urge you that whenever you are reaching out to something that you want to put in your mouth, ask yourself, truth, do I really need this? Truth, will this really contribute to my body? Okay. And another thing which we often ignore is our own emotions and actually dealing with them. Now, there are chronic emotions that all of us deal with. We have emotions like anger, like guilt, like shame, blame, regret, that all of us carry in our spaces. And this is something that we need to actively start recognizing. Because all of these, and this is exactly where the mind-body connection comes in. There's a beautiful book that I can share with you. There's a beautiful class as well called Heal Your Life. And you can heal your life by this author called Louise Hay. And she has very clearly documented that different emotions have an effect on different parts of your body. So Lena is the emotional wellness coach. So I'll hand over to her to talk a little bit about this and give you some more information on how it kind of affects your body.
Yes, so thanks, Bhargavi. So the first exercise which Bhargavi did, which is about the lemon, and all of us had our mouths salivating when we were told to taste just an imaginary lemon. That's exactly what the mind-body connection is. Your body is nothing but just a beautiful feedback device that is there. Your body is constantly giving you feedback. And what has happened is with the modern times, we have learned with the stress and the pressure of our daily routines to lose that connection, to shut ourselves down. So even if you're, say, hungry and you have a lunch meeting, you tend to push yourself rather than taking a break to eat, which will end up in acidity. So the moment you're getting acidity, it's your body telling you, hey, you need to put in some food into me. So it's just that, and there's so much of extensive study and done on it. In fact, there are hospitals which have holistic wings which deal with the mind-body connection. So to put it in very simple words in 5 7 minutes. There are four major emotions that we hold on in our body, which is anger, fear, guilt, and resentment. Okay, resentment is unforgiveness, which is held on for a very long time, and resentment is the first cause of cancer, because it's literally eating away into you, into your heart, into your feelings, and ultimately cancer starts consuming our body, right? That's what happens. So, and the different parts of the body that are affected also will give you a clue as to what is really going on. And it all begins with a thought. Any disease that you have in your body is beginning with a thought, because just think about it, even logically. The moment you think a thought, there is a certain hormone that is secreted in your body because of the emotion that you're feeling. Either you're feeling anger, you're feeling guilt, or you're feeling happy, or you're feeling elated, anything. There is a either the dose hormones, which is all the good hormones are getting secreted, or the stress hormones are getting secreted. So constantly our body is going through this upheaval because of the thoughts that we are thinking, right? And then we're feeling good, we're feeling bad. Now it also affects the chemistry of our body. It also affects different parts of our body. So for example, somebody who has a knee pain would typically have thoughts of being uncertain about their future. So constantly worrying about their future. Your feet normally carry you forward, right? So when you're not able to think about what is going to happen in the future, who will take care of me, what will be my financial situation, etc., etc., whatever worries you have, you find that those kind of people normally have knee pain. If you have pain in the back, the lower back is typically related to finances. The middle back is related to, somebody is nagging you, constantly telling you to do something, and it's like, just get off my back. Don't keep telling me what to do, when you're feeling bogged down. Shoulders, you normally are, feeling burdened because we carry weight on our shoulders, right? So this shoulder pain is normally when you're stressed and feeling overburdened. So if we just tune into our body, we're able to understand what the body is trying to tell us. And then, of course, in the work that we do of Louise, we teach you how to use positive sentences to turn it around and to stop thinking the way we think, because we think on autopilot, right? So this is now coming into awareness and saying that, okay, I used to think like this, now I choose to think like this. And you bring about a change in the very fundamental aspect of what is causing that issue in you. And when you bring about a change there, with a period of time, slowly you will find that you are stepping into wellness more and more. You start attracting resources which make you feel better. Yeah. So that's how. If you have any questions, you can tap it, or you can put it onto the chat box and I will answer. So there was one question that I would like to address, which Anu is asking, do we have to say something while tapping? So yes, Anu, it's ideal to say. And the reason we say is because you have stored that in your neuronal pathways, the pathways or the nerve centers in your body. You stored that information like that because you're thinking those thoughts. So sometimes when I'm doing tapping sequences with somebody who speaks a local language, I'll do it in their language, in Hindi or in Marathi, because that's how they're thinking and that's how it's stored in them. So it's good to say, and it's good to get it out of your system. It works more effectively. Yeah. Yes, Bhargavi, on to you.
Thank you so much. If there is any other question, we'd love to kind of answer them for you. Please feel free to unmute yourself as well and ask.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yes, there aren't any more questions. Now, we really and sincerely hope that the session has contributed to you in some way. And we really, really love feedback. So we will be sharing a feedback form on your mobile numbers and on the email IDs. So please help us make these sessions more useful for you. And we would love to reach out to more people you think could benefit from this and just by learning this. So do feel free to, send the link to them, add them to a group, or share the details with us. Okay, and if you think you could do with some more support as well, please feel free to reach out to us. think there's a chat. Thank you, Anu. Thank you very much. I'm really, really glad that it helped you. And we're looking forward to having you in the next session as well. We'll be announcing the next session shortly. So please do give us the feedback. And thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. Bye.
Thanks, Bhargavi. Bye.